welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my best of 2023. So I tried a lot of products this year, loved a lot of products as well, as I can see in front of me. And I'm really excited to share these with you. I've done videos on most of these products, but it's nice to have a summary at the end of the year and really reflect on the sheer number of things that I really enjoyed and have been loving. This is a nice mix of, I've got skincare, fragrance, brushes, a lot of eyeshadow, and it's not necessarily things that all just came out this year. Some of this is definitely stuff that came out before, but it's all stuff that I tried and fell in love with this year. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, which you will see a lot of here today. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it reviewing a new product or trying something I already know or using something I already know and love. And I just try to make thoughtful, analytical content, and I have new videos every week, normally 2 to 3, but right now I have something pretty much every day, so I'd really love to have you subscribe. Hi, Bean. Do you need some attention? Did you need attention, Bean? Yeah. You want to say hi? Yeah. Are you a needy little puppy? Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, so this is gonna be a long video. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully I can be succinct in what I'm saying and not fumble. But yeah, there's a lot of products here, so grab a drink, grab a snack, all of that. I will try to mention, I should mention when I get something, when I've had something sent to me in PR versus bought myself. And if you are interested in the makeup I'm currently wearing, I will have it in the description box. Also, any of my affiliate links or anything are always in there as well. Yeah, and then this video where I did this makeup went up early, I think maybe earlier this week. But like I said, I'll have timestamps for each category and I'll have all the details in the description box like normal. Okay, so first category we're gonna do is skincare. I didn't try, some of my favorites are like the Paula's Choice Retinol, like I use that every day. The Refer Moisturizer, I use that every day, stuff like that. But none of that's new, but I did try some new stuff this year. So I have a few things from Necessaire. I tried a few of their products at the beginning of the year, and then they sent me a few the second half of the year, and I'm very grateful because I've loved all of them. So the body serum, this is empty now. This is one of my favorite products. This I did by myself. I need a new bottle. Really love this. So I have a lot of, I don't know if this is tied to my autism or what, but I have a lot of textural issues. And lotions are one of those things that tend to just sit on my skin and not really soak in, and then I just feel greasy and gross. Same with moisturizers. It's why I prefer a gel moisturizer and not like a cream or anything heavy. And this is like that for your body. So this has hyaluronic acid in it, a bunch of other stuff, and it soaks in almost instantly. It's really beautiful. It's expensive, I know that. But I still love it. And it just soaks in almost instantly. My tattoos look better, my skin feels better. I can wear it during the day and not just at night before bed. I just really love it. It is a serum, and you can, if you are really extra dry, you can add lotion on top of it too. But I just think it's just so beautiful and like my perfect version of a lotion. I also really love the body lotion for at night, and I really like the conditioner, but one of the other things that really stands out to me is the body peel. So this was the first thing they sent to me in PR, and I really like this. I've used about half of it. It's 12% AHA, BHA, PHA, really nice. It's a nice body exfoliant, chemical exfoliant, helps my skin feel really soft. I actually use these two together. I use this like once a week. It's gentle enough that I don't feel like I have to use a lotion or something on it right away, but I do like to. But it does work really well as well. So for someone I don't love physical exfoliants. I just don't like the way they feel on my skin. I do use like a loofah when I shower, and that does some, but I don't really like to use other like scrubs and stuff very often. So this was a really nice alternative to that, and I really like this. So I definitely think it's worth checking out. And then the other things that they sent me in PR are their new hand retinol and their hand cream. So I do get dry hands this time of year. I also, get dry hands because I wash the dishes and stuff. So like we have a dishwasher, but I have a lot of hand wash stuff. So washing brushes, washing dishes, doing that kind of stuff. My hands get dry. I also have OCD and wash them a little more than some people do. So having a good hand cream that I can wear at night is something I enjoy having, and this soaks in really quickly. A lot of hand creams I find are just overly thick. I mean, this is still thick, but a lot of them are overly thick and they just kind of sit on my hands, and I feel like I go to bed and then I wake up and my hands still feel greasy. This actually soaks in, like even before I fall asleep, I can tell it's soaked in, feels really nice, really like it. And the hand retinol is a new product that I have really grown to love. So this is 0.25 pure retinol. I like to mix the two together, and it does exactly what retinol does for your face. It increases cellular turnover, it helps with dryness and flakiness. It's just a really nice product, and I really love this. I think we've used a third of it already, and I will definitely be rebuying this when these are empty. Really great. They also have a bundle. I think it's like 30 something for each of these, or like 40 something for both. Really worth checking out. And then the last two new skincare things that I want to mention also were both sent to me in PR. I've gotten a lot more PR this year, and it's a little weird, but feels really nice. And this is the Boom Boom Milk from Violet FR. I did a video on the brand recently. They sent me a handful of products, and I really like this. So I've used about a third of the bottle. This is the small size. They do make a bigger one. So this is a 3-in-1 cream spray. So this is toner, serum, and moisturizer. I don't think this is enough moisturizer for me in the winter, but I think this is gonna be perfect in the summer. And as a like spray, toner, essence, like, that serum kind of component to put on under moisturizer, it's really great. My skin loves this. I feel like very hydrated, very clear, very plump, all of that. Really, really like this. And I'm excited to use this in the summer and see if it's enough for me, because I don't really like to wear a lot of moisturizer in the summer just because it's warm. I'm sweating more. I think this might be like my perfect summer moisturizer. And then the last skincare thing is a new product from Bloomeffects. So I wanted to try Bloomeffects for a while, and they reached out and asked if I wanted to try something. They let me pick, and I picked the Royal Tulip Vitamin C Facial Oil. So my other vitamin C that I have is from Paula's Choice, and I do like it. But most vitamin C oils and products are very volatile. Like, you need to not keep it in the sunlight. They can go bad, all of that. This uses a different form of vitamin C. This uses THD ascorbate, and it's 20%, so it's a really high concentration of that. So it's less volatile. This also is really high in squalene and a bunch of other really great skincare ingredients. And I've been using this now for 2 weeks. So not the longest, but I do really like it so far. I think if you have dry skin, this would be amazing. This is expensive too, but I think this would be amazing. They say to use a full dropper. I use like 2 to 3 drops. So this is gonna last a while. And I am very sensitive skin, prone to breakouts. I haven't had any breakouts or any issues or any problems. My skin, like the day after I use this, I use it at night just because I don't want to put oil on my face during the day. Put a little bit of this at night, and then the next morning my skin just looked more plump, smooth, really well hydrated, like I used a really good night cream. Plus some really good skincare, I don't know. But I was like, I can already see a difference from day one. And I've been using this not every day, but pretty regularly for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And I really like this. It's definitely an oil, but it is fairly lightweight because it's squalene, and I think it absorbs really well. And it's just a really hydrating beautiful formula. And then the vitamin C is gonna help with pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, all of that. And then because I shave, I tend to have more irritation and dryness around where I shave, and this has really helped that a lot. So they did also give me a discount code. I'll put it on the screen here. I don't remember. I think it's like Colin or Colin 20 or something like that. But they did give me a discount code, and I definitely want to try more now because it's just really beautiful. I was torn between it and another product, but I did pick this, and now I want to go buy the other product. Okay. Next, let's talk about fragrance. So I started actually enjoying fragrance last year. I've always thought of myself as someone who hated fragrances. And I have a bunch of small samples of a bunch of different brands. I still think Mojave Ghost is one of my favorites from Byredo. I still really want a full big bottle of that. And I have like some I enjoy, but I like Dirty Hinoki from, is it Heretic? I don't know, but I have a few that I enjoy, but I don't know if I would buy like a full bottle of. I have like a small size. These are ones that I needed a full bottle of. So I've talked about all of these on the channel at some point, I think, but the first I'm gonna mention is the Yasmin Yucatan scent from Dias & Durga. I have we have 4 or 5 bottles of Dias & Durga perfumes, and there's more I want. I really want coriander. I really want cowboy grass. I have gone through 2 samples of cowboy grass, and I need a full size. And then there's another one that I also really want. I love this. This is a really good summer scent for me, so I'm not really wearing it right now. I did wear it recently, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not vibing with it right now as much. Like, I love it, but it just feels wrong with how cold and damp it is. It's floral, but not in a traditional sense. It's more tropical floral, tropical plants, tropical grasses, and there's a bit of like humid air to it that I really enjoy. And I think it's a really unique fragrance that like just really speaks to me. So really happy I finally have a full-size bottle of this. Also from Dias & Durga, and another summer smell for me when I want something a little less. This is like the jasmine, like this is a little more floral, like I said, and this is more earthy, and this is El Cosmico. This is one I would not recommend to most people. This is like a perfect scent memory for me, and that's why I love it. It's very earthy and a little smoky, but not, I don't like most smoky smells. My husband does. But this has just enough like incense to it versus smoke that I just really love. This is themed around, well, West Texas, which is part of the Chihuahua Desert. So if you know that region, that like New Mexico, Northern Mexico, West Texas, like that desert and the plants that are there. So think of that desert air, that like kind of dusty, hot desert air with the shrubs and plants of the desert. That's what this smells like. And as someone from that part of the country and whose family it's from, I have my family traditionally comes from Northern Mexico. This just really speaks to me and just feels very at home. Like it just makes me feel at home, and I just really love it. But I do think most people, my partner, he likes it on me, but like when I first smell it, he's like, no, I don't like that. And then once it like dries, he's like, it's fine. But so I don't think most people would love it because it's such a distinct smell. But if you know that smell and you like that smell, or that you're from that part of the country / world, you might really like that. So maybe try to get a sample of it. And then the last Dias & Durga that I got this year for myself was Steamed Rainbow. I got a trial of this and then had to buy a full size. I've used quite a bit of this. This is one of my go-tos, like daily perfumes all year now. Still using this, wore it yesterday. I love this. There's a bit of citrus, there's mandarin orange and stuff in there. There's a little bit of a violet smell, and then there's like hot steam, humid air, Steamed Rainbow. And it's really unique, and it's just one of my perfect everyday scents. Really, really love it. And then the last one is one that I just got, but it's because we went through a whole small bottle. So I wanted to smell this. I think I smelled it at Sephora, and then I got a trial membership to Scentbird, and this was one of the first ones that I picked. And my husband and I both fell in love with it, and have used the whole Scentbird bottle. And so during Black Friday, we bought a full-size bottle of Commodity Moss. This is the personal one. I prefer a personal fragrance. I want something, when I think of fragrance, I want it to be something that me and someone next to me can smell. I personally hate when like you walk in the room and you can smell someone from 20 feet away. I think that's too much. That's, especially when multiple people do that, it's just mean. It's just offensive. Like, it's too many conflicting smells. I don't like it. But I really love this. This is a really earthy, grassy smell. I think it's moss. It has like moss, vetiver. I think it has some bergamot as one of the main notes. It's like, it has become, these are my two go-to fragrances, and I wear this almost every day. Okay, so let's talk about brushes. Tried a lot of new brushes this year. I bought a bunch, and then I actually got some sent to me from Refer NPR, which I'm very grateful for. And some sent to me from Surratt, which I am also very grateful for. So let's talk about eye brushes first. I've got a handful here. So I love Refer brushes. They're my workhorse brushes. A couple of the ones that I just tried this year that I'm really loving are the 33, the O2 Max, and the 27. So the O2 is their standard shader brush. These are already because I just used them today. This is, I think, better for me, and I really hope they make the Max and Mini brushes like permanent, because I would recommend most of them depending on your eye shape and eye size. But the O2 Max is a really good shader brush for me because it's bigger and I have big eyes, so it covers more space. I prefer to put shimmers on with something like this because it's really thin, flat, densely packed, and I get less fallout with it. But this, for a matte shade all over the lid or a really creamy shimmer like a Pat McGrath shade, works really beautifully, and I really like this. And then similarly with the Pat McGrath shades or an all matte look, I really like the 33. So it's big, it's a combination of the 2 and the 1, which the 1 is my favorite brush. And especially if you have bigger eyes like me, this is a perfect one and done brush. I have a couple, the other ones are dirty, this one is clean, but I've used this on camera before for like a Pat McGrath shimmer. So if you know her metallic shimmer formula, like the ones in Decadence, or like, you know, she generally has 1 or 2 in every palette, that's really smooth, really creamy. You can put it on the lid, blend the edges, and do a one and done, or put a little bit of matte there too. This is the perfect for that. You can just brush it all over the lid. You can get in with fine detail because of the point. I can go here and then brush the rest here, and then I can use this to buff through the crease, and I'm done. Really, really love this. And then I've got some Sonia G, Lisa Eldridge, and the the Surratt. So I have 2 Sonia G eye brushes. I really want more, but they're expensive, and you can see I've spent a lot of money on other stuff. I have the Worker and the blender from the Fusion set, and I use these constantly. You'll see I bought, my dog's running around. I bought a bunch, or tried a bunch of cream eyeshadows this year, became a big fan of cream eyeshadows, and these are really good for those. I can use them with mattes and stuff as well, but with creams, these are just perfect. Put this on the lid, you know, blend things with the crease with this. I love these. I want more of them. I want at least 1 more of each of these, and then I want to try her standard eye brushes. Lisa Eldridge, this is dirty because I used it today again, but this is her number 8 brush, and this is expensive. This is a synthetic brush, but it's like $60, and I hate to say it, but I love it, and I want another one, and I want the number 9, and I want her pencil brush. It's my go-to shape for an eye brush, so it's a little flat, a little fluffy, kind of like the Refer 1, so I can pack, I can blend. This is kind of an all-around brush. The number 9 is bigger and fluffier, good for blending and why I want it. And this is the first brush that I've seen that claims to mimic natural hair that actually does. It's incredibly soft, blends things amazingly, picks up the same as a natural hair, all of that. And it's made in Japan like others. So I know Angelica Niquez has her brushes that are supposed to mimic natural hair. I haven't tried those yet. I want to now that they're gonna be sold as singles. But she talks about the way they're cut and everything. These are the, you know, made, hand-tied, never cut, traditional Japanese brush making techniques, but with synthetic, like molded fibers to mimic those hairs. And I hate how expensive they are, but I really love it and I really want more. Like, it's one of the softest brushes I have and just performs just impeccably. And then for probably the softest brushes I have are the two from Surratt. So these were sent to me in PR, and I do have a code of Surratt. Put it on the screen here. This is their medium eyeshadow brush, I believe, and then the medium, I don't remember what the name of this one is. So these are both squirrel hair, I believe, and they are so soft. This is a really beautiful soft blending brush. You can use it for a soft wash of color, or if you put something down, you want to blend the edges to make them softer. It's really nice for that. It's big. It's like, you could use it as a highlighter brush too, but it's just like the perfect taper to go in and really just buff out things. And I want to try more. I want to try their face brushes now. Like the highlight and the blush brush, really want to try those. And then this is their like shader brush, and it is really soft, but really dense. So it's the closest brush I've tried that's like similar in density and to the Refer 21, but it's a little fluffier, so it does buff a little bit, and it's just so soft. Really, really love this. I've got a handful of face brushes here. So I finally tried to go with the Sonuji brushes. I also got the Jumbo Worker and the Jumbo Base. Again, from her Fusion set. I really want the mini, the classic base. This is my go-to foundation brush. I use this today. I like that I can like stamp if I want more coverage or swipe to sheer it out. It picks up and moves things just really beautifully. I really love this. I have no complaints. I kind of want a second one so that I can swap them out more. And then this is the Jumbo Worker, and this is my go-to concealer brush now. Has been all year. Really soft, really beautiful to pounce concealer in, gives a beautiful blend. I bought my husband one recently so he could try it because he does wear concealer and stuff, and he tried it and was like, oh, I get it. So really love those. Sticking with Sonuji, I also got the Jumbo Bronzer. I got this a couple months ago and it's become my go-to bronzer brush. I still like the Refer 5 a lot, but it's just so effortless. It's big, but not too big. I was worried it was gonna be too big because I saw a lot of petite people use it. It just gives a perfect wash and kind of blends as you go. If I want more precision, I use the 5, or if I'm traveling and I want something smaller, but I really love this. I get the hype, I get it. And then I've got another Lisa Eldridge brush. I bought 2. This is her #1 brush. This is her foundation brush. Again, it's supposed to mimic natural fibers. It's really dense. It's a big paddle brush. It's like a giant version of my Refer 21. Works really well to like paint thin layers on, which is how I like my foundation, especially her foundation or anything really, but really thin layers, it just does a great job on. It takes a little bit longer than the Sonuji, so if I'm in a hurry, I will use that. But I like the look I get with this. I think maybe a little bit more. And this is also a really great concealer brush. Because of the shape, I can tap and then do that and sharpen the edge. And this is my most used brush now. I really love it. I kind of want a second one because, you know, you have to wash them and they get dirty. And then my last 2 are both from Refer, and they're both cheek brushes. They were very kind and sent these to me. This is the number 19, which is a nice candle shaped brush. So it's big, it's fluffy. You can kind of contour with it like this. You can use it with blush. I have done those. I've done it with highlighter. But what I grab it for the most is setting my under eyes. It's just like the perfect size and shape to tap right here. Really love this. But if you needed to, you could do a lot of stuff with it, which I do appreciate. And then this is their first of their limited edition Coho brushes. They just put one in the secret shop. So I think that we have another shape coming next year. And this is legit the softest brush I own. It is so soft, softer than a Sonia G, softer than the Lisa. It's so beautiful. It's a nice small blush brush. I can do blush and highlighter with it. I guess I could do under eyes with it too, but I'm just not. It picks up product like a traditional goat hair, but it's just so soft and so beautiful. It was $88. Totally think it's worth it. Really excited to see them release more stuff like this. Okay, so I've got a whole little box here of stuff, and then we've got eyeshadow palettes that I will do last. So let's do some complexion. Let's see, what do I want to do first? Let's do brows first. So I use 2 brow gels pretty much every day now, and I really love both. I have the Milk Makeup Kush Brow Gel in Herb. Really like this for my everyday brows. It's a fiber brow gel, so it adds a little bit of bulk. It's just a really nice brow gel. This is my second tube. Love it. And then I have the Surratt Brow Pomade. So I have the shade Light Brown, and it pairs really nicely with a darker brow pencil like the one I have from them. This is what I use today. This gives me better hold than the Milk. And it's a little more pigmented. It's got a really unique applicator. It's like a legit brush. But I think this is my favorite. Because it's so expensive, I switch back and forth, especially for like a no makeup look. I grab the Milk, but like today when I wanted my brows to really be held in place and I still think they look natural. I really love both of these. They're very different price point. I think this is like 20 something, this is like 30 something, but really like both. Don't know which one I like. I think I like this one more, but really love both. Like I said, I do have a code of Surratt. It saves, I think it's Bones 15, but I'll have it in the description box. And then let's do primer. I only have one primer. I still love the Milk one, both Milk ones actually, but the one that I truly fell in love with and I want to use every day is the Surratt primer. So they did send this to me in PR. This is the Perfectionist primer. It's 1 ounce of product and it costs like $90. And I love it. It gives the perfect amount of blur to the skin. I know Help Miss Tom said they like the Victoria Beckham more, but I'm allergic to avocado oil and it has avocado oil in it, so I can't try the Victoria Beckham. But I have normal to oily skin, little oily around my nose, forehead / rest of my face is just kind of standard, normal, not dry, not too oily. This makes a perfect base for every foundation, every concealer that I've used it with. Especially really like it with the Lisa Eldridge foundation, everything. Gives a perfect base. It has some powders in it, so it helps control oil, but it's not too mattifying. It just has like that soft focus, your skin, but better blur kind of quality to it, and I really love it. And I hate how expensive it is. I'm sad when this is gonna be gone and I'm gonna have to buy a new one, but I'm really grateful that they sent it to me because I really love it. Okay, so foundation. I didn't really try a lot of foundation this year, but I did try the Surratt Dewdrop foundation this year. I also tried like a skin tint. I have shades 9 and 8. 8 is a little more yellow, and this is a little more neutral golden. I can use either. This is a little bit more summer, plus most of the year. I think 8 will be a better winter shade, although I haven't really gotten that much lighter because I didn't really tan this summer because I was working so much. But really love it. I wore both today. I did like a little bit of both. and put that on. And it just, every time I wear it, I get compliments of my skin. It blurs your skin. But it still looks like skin because it's pretty low coverage. It is like $70 and it's a small bottle. You get 0.64 ounces. Most foundations are an ounce. The component, like Tom has complained and bitched about it a lot, and I get it, because you have to turn it upside down and mine's gonna come out, but then you push right here. So it's not the most mobility friendly, but it's a really beautiful formula, and for me is totally worth any annoyance in it. I just really, really love the way my skin looks when I use it. And people always compliment my skin when I'm using it too, so really love that. Oh, I did try one other one. So the other one I didn't try this year. I did try it last year, but I finally bought it this year and have fully fallen in love with it. And that is the Lisa Eldridge foundation. So it took me a long time to buy it because I wasn't sure what shade. I had samples of 16 and 17. 16 is like true olive, very like true olive, and 17 is more golden. And I can wear either. But I did go with 16 because I figured even at my palest, I'm still going to be able to wear this and they'll just bronze up or something, you know. I love this. When I want a little bit more coverage than the Surratt and I want self-setting of this and the long wear of this is what I grab. I think the Surratt lasts all day as well, but the fact that this self-sets and is just, it's not matte, it's not dewy, it's just like skin-like satin. Really love this, and I think she has the best shade range. This and House Labs are the two best shade ranges I've seen. Okay, time for concealer. I tried a handful of concealers this year, which is weird because I'm not normally like a, yeah, let's try a new concealer person. I've been kind of ride or die for the Kosas for a long time. I've tried others. I tried the Pat McGrath, I've tried the Milk, I tried Urban Decay. I liked the Urban Decay, but they didn't have, the undertone was always a little off. But I fell in love with a handful this year. So first, earlier this year, I fell in love with the Givenchy, just like most people. I have two shades because I was torn between the two, so I just bought both, and I'm glad I did. So I have 280 and 310. 280 is a little lighter than my skin tone, so it works under my eyes really nicely as a brightening shade without being like too bright, because it's like, this is like half a shade too light and this is like half a shade too dark or like right on. Like, especially during the summer, this was like perfect. Now that we're not in summer, this is like a hair too dark and this is a little too light still. So put this under my eyes, put this elsewhere, use them. I actually use this mostly as foundation. I think it makes a really beautiful foundation and I really love this formula. It's just really beautiful. Yeah, I think 310 is just pretty much still kind of spot on, and this is just a nice brightening shade. Just really love them. I think they're worth all of the hype they got. And then House Labs. This has become my go-to concealer. This has been out for 2 or 3 months now. I don't remember exactly. And mine is almost empty. I have another one already, thankfully. I bought it while it was on sale again. But mine is almost empty. I am, scraping the sides to get it out. I have shade 23 Light Medium Golden. It's a perfect match. It works under my eyes. It brightens a little bit. And it just blends in my skin. Most days, I'm too lazy or don't have time to wear makeup to work. I put a little bit of the Milk Brow Gel in, and I put a little of this under my eyes and like where I need some spot concealing, and that's all I do. It takes me 2 minutes at most with powder, and it's a perfect match. You can't tell that I'm wearing anything. I love it. And then the last is the Surratt Dewdrop Concealer. I think this is a really beautiful concealer, but it's expensive and it has a really small shade range. So I am shade 5, which is a really good brightening shade for me. I can use it to spot conceal, but it's just a tiny bit light for that. It's a little bit lighter than the House Labs, but like still doable, especially with powder and everything. It just kind of evens out. It has retinol and a bunch of skincare in it. I think it's really beautiful, but it's a very small shade range. I think there's only 10 shades. I'm right in the middle. I think they need to expand it. I love Surratt. I think they make some of my favorite products, but I think they need to work on their shade ranges. They're not the worst I've seen. I've seen a lot of really bad ones, but there's like some of their products just have like slightly off shade ranges, but I think they do nuance of color and formulas just really, really beautifully. So this had to be here. I'm actually wearing a combination of the two of them, the House Slabs and the Surratt today. And I think my under eyes look really beautiful. The House Slabs is thicker. The Surratt is lightweight, but a lot of coverage. Way more coverage than the Dewdrop. This is good coverage, medium coverage, a little thicker, but because it's thick and melts in, it just blurs really nicely. So we're just gonna continue with complexion. So let's do contour next. I tried a couple. I tried the Milk Makeup one, which I do like the color of a lot, and the formula is nice. The component's a pain. And the one that I've really fallen in love with recently is the Victoria Beckham Contour and Stylist. I think the formula is great, the color's nice. I do think I like the color of the milk one just slightly more, but this still looks really natural, works really well, and the fact that you can just draw on really easily and buff it out, it's expensive, you don't get very much product, but I 100% think it's worth it and will buy this when it's gone. And then for bronzer, the House Labs I think is still my favorite bronzer, but it's very neck and neck now. The other ones that I tried this year that I really fell in love with, I tried a handful of other ones and they were fine. I really liked, did the Trixie one come out this year? I don't know. I really like that. The Melt one's fine. I tried a handful of others. They're all fine. But the ones that really stand out to me are the Surratt and the Victoria Beckham. So the Surratt I was gifted. Victoria Beckham I bought. Surratt is just a really beautiful, it's their same slurry formula. I mean, it differs product to product, but it's the same slurry technology that they use in a lot of things that just makes it lovely on the skin. It just blends in, it looks beautiful, it blends effortlessly. It's just one of the best formulas I've tried. The problem with this is the shade range. So there's only 2 shades. I have Soleil Claire, which I think is supposed to be the warm tone one, although to me it seems more neutral and the other one looks a little more golden. But really love this, really natural, just beautiful formula, but they need more shades. They need one light neutral shade, like one lighter neutral shade for really fair skin, and at least 2 darker ones. I think this could work. This could be built, it does build, so this could be built up on kind of tan skin, but I don't know about anybody darker than that. Maybe, but I do think they need 2 more shades, at least. And then the Victoria Beckham Bronzy Brick, I got the shade 3, which is the more golden one. And since I got this, so when I got this summer, this became my go-to. And now that I've gotten this, I'm kind of going back and forth, but mostly I'm grabbing this one. It's just a really beautiful formula. It's got the right amount of pigment. It's really finely milled. It just blends into the skin. It's what I have on today. Looks really natural. And I like that you get 2 shades. So this one kind of evens and adds a little bit of warmth. And then this one is a little bit darker and a little bit warmer. So you can like actually bronze. I get the hype. It's $60. I did pay 40 something. I got it on sale, but it's also hefty. It's just, I finally get the hype of Victoria Beckham beauty. Oh, I forgot to mention in brows, the Kosas Brow Gel, Brow Pencil. This is the Brow Nano, Brow Pop Nano. They sent this to me in PR, and I really like this. It's really tiny, so you can get really hair-like strokes with it. Really good formula. It's not too stiff or too creamy. It lasts all day. Looks really natural. Really, really love this. Okay, so blush and highlighter are the last parts of complexion here. So I've got 3 highlighters. We'll do that first, and then I'll do blush, because that's actually how I like to do it. I like to put highlighter down first so that the blush glows a little and it looks a little more natural. So The first is gonna be the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow Highlighter. I got the shade Solar Light, and you can see I have made a dent in this. I love this. It has her Filmex formula that's in the foundation and the setting spray, that like mesh self-setting kind of system. So it does set for a liquid highlighter. That's really nice. It's just a glow, perfect glow from within look. I have the Victoria Beckham and the Violette FR. I really do like those as well. I've been using them a lot lately because I've been trying them. But I think for the perfect glow from within, this is my favorite. This or the Aura Glow Less, but this sets a little differently. And I also sometimes, if I have really dark circles, will put a little bit of this underneath my eyes with my concealer, and it really helps have that like light reflecting property that like helps hide the puffiness. I love this. I will definitely repurchase when I finally use this up. Kind of, yeah. And I really love the color. It's just a perfect like golden apricot. I just love it. And then I have two others. So this is the RMS Prosecco Fizz. This is their Hydro Dew Luminizer. So I finally tried RMS this year. Got a couple blushes and this. And I really like this. This is the same kind of glow within formula, but in powder. And they say this is universal. I do think it is pretty universal. I'll put a little bit of this on. It just adds like a nice kind of sheer golden champagne glow. It looks really beautiful and really natural. If you like a blinding like highlight, you're not gonna like this, but for those who like a glow from within, this is one of the best I've ever tried. And then if you do want a more bright highlighter, I was gifted the What's Up Beauty Serengeti highlighters, and these are really beautiful. You can sheer them out and have it kind of a glow, or you can be kind of metallic, and it's just a really beautiful formula. This is also made in Italy. No, this one's made in China. Some of their products are made, I think their eyeshadows are made in Italy. It's got a really pretty imprint. You've got a couple colors. So you've got like a pinky gold and then more champagne gold. Really like this, really grateful they sent this to me. Really love this. I was kind of hoping this video would be about an hour, but I'm already at 50 minutes, so gotta chop. So for blush, I have a handful here. So this isn't my perfect shade, but I do really love the formula, and this is the liquid blush from Surratt. I do have a whole like hour-and-a-half video on Surratt, like as a brand, every product, all of that. This is a really beautiful liquid highlighter formula. It's more sheer and forgiving than like the Rare Beauty or something. I don't think you can fuck this up if you tried. I want to try some of the shades that are more me, like Cantaloupe and Parfait, but this Barba Papa is a really beautiful pink. It just looks really great on the skin, blends effortlessly, zero complaints about the formula. And then I did want to mention the new Trixie blush. So Trixie blushes have been some of my favorite for a long time. They have blush palettes where you get like a light shade, a dark shade, and a highlighter. They finally started making singles, and they're really nice. They changed the formula a little bit, and I think for the better. So this is the shade Show Pony, and it is a very beautiful watermelon shade. I don't really like pink, but I do like this. It is very pigmented. If you watch the video where I tried this, I was like, oh, I got too much. I think this is another one of those rare universal shades where like a pale person can sheer it out and someone else can actually use it because it's pigmented enough, blends effortlessly. And then they've updated the formula and made some of the old shades, like the oranges and the beiges in this formula and style, and definitely recommend checking those out. So I have another product from RMS. So this is, I tried two of their blushes. One of them is fine. This one is really beautiful. So this is Maiden's blush, and it's just a really beautiful kind of rosy nude blush lighter. So it has a little bit of a glow to it, so you don't really need highlighter. It just looks really natural on the skin. I understand why this formula is so well loved and why the shade is so well loved. The other one I got, I like, it's fine, but this is the one that I'm like, really happy I bought. And then we've got some more blushes from Surratt. So they sent me 4 blushes this year. The pink ones are really beautiful. Barba Papa is a really interesting pink blush with some blue glow to it. Hope Miss Tom. I can't think of the shadow without hearing them singing Barba Papa. But the orange ones are really what got me. These are some of the most beautiful blush formulas. Again, they're that slurry. One of them is more satin matte, one of them a little more glowy. They just look so beautiful on the skin. If you want to see me apply them, check out the Surratt video, but love them. And then 2 that I got in the last few months and have just become my daily blushes are Macchiato from Finding Ferdinand in Khaki and the Victoria Beckham G Posh in Playground. These are what I have been using every day. Today I'm wearing both of them. Macchiato is the darkest of her beige set from that collaboration. And this formula is really nice. It's a cream, but it's a little stiffer, so it dries down to a very skin-like finish, which is what I want. And it's just beautiful. And then Playground is kind of similar formula, but in a stick form. And it's just like a rosy beige, like perfect everyday shade. I can't stop using these. So for mascara, I tried a handful this year. I'm wearing the Victoria Beckham Future Lash. Really do like it. Although mine was like perfect for 2 uses and then like a little clumpy and like looks good, but like it takes a little effort. But my absolute favorites that I've tried now are both Surratt. The Surratt Releve mascara is a really beautiful fiber mascara. Love it. It's just a really great mascara. My lashes look great. It's a little more bold. So if that, if you want a really subtle lash, I think you can get one, but it's a little bolder, but not like too voluminous, too bold. It adds a little bit of volume and really beautiful length, which is what I'm looking for. And then my all-time favorite, which I won't shut up about, is the Noir Lash Tint. This is $50. But it's so beautiful. It's my perfect everyday mascara. If I do one little thin layer, it just looks like I have darker lashes, like literally a lash tint. And if I do a couple, like build it up a little bit, it's like the perfect everyday kind of mascara, kind of what I have right now. Really weird component, which I think actually makes putting it on even easier than a normal mascara wand. I think mine is basically dead, which is why I bought the Victoria Beckham to try. And this is sold out right now, but it's so good. It's my favorite. I will never stop raving about this. So let's talk about lips for a minute. Lips and eyeliner. I forgot about eyeliner. So eyeliner, I just have one to talk about. So I've tried the Victoria Beckham. I have 2 of them now. I do really like it. It doesn't set on me. So my one complaint about the Satin Couture liners is they don't set. People say they set and stay in place. For me, they do not. You know what does? It's basically the same formula, but does set. The new Lisa Eldridge eyeliners. So I have 2. I have Ground Coffee, which is the brown, and I have Renaissance Gold. I've already used a lot of Ground Coffee. I use it almost every day. It's just so good. It's just as creamy as the Victoria Beckham, so you can blend it out and have a smudgy, smoky look. You can use it as like before you start doing eyeshadow, if you want to deepen out here as kind of a base. Renaissance Gold I've used as a one and done eyeshadow, but once they set, they stay all day. No issues. Love them. These actually live in, and the Victoria Beckham too, one, because I sometimes use it in my waterline, and then also I really like the, I found ways to get it to work, but it's a little more effort, and I like the smudger sometimes. But these live in my little, I have a little bit Victoria Beckham bag that I have these and my go-to lip products in that I carry, that I take with me to work, and they live in there because I wear them that much. Okay, so lips. Other things that are in that bag are Lisa Eldridge lip liner, and 2 from Victoria Beckham. So this is the shade Sorcery from Lisa Eldridge. I bought it with Sorcery lipstick, which I don't know if I grabbed, but I should have. And it is just one of the best lip liner formulas I've tried. It's creamy, but not too creamy. And then once it sets, it stays all day. I've eaten with it, doesn't budge. I need more colors. And then the Victoria Beckham, these are more of a traditional wood pencil. So they're a little drier, but they're really beautiful. I have shades 2 and 4. 2 is like a pale beige, like maybe a hint of yeah, it's just kind of beige. And then there's a little bit more brown to 4. These are just really lovely lip liners. I've tried a lot. I've tried a lot of drugstore. I've tried some other high-end ones. These are the only ones I've really ever liked, these 2 brands. Used to really love the old House Labs ones, but those don't exist anymore. Okay, so sticking with Lisa Eldridge lips, Sorcery, beautiful, kind of cool, rosy, I don't know how to describe it, kind of mauve, kind of brown, really beautiful lipstick. It's become a go-to this time of year. But the ones that I grabbed, I have the Sorcery lip gloss, so you can see the color, and then I grabbed Meet Me in Berlin. So I love this lip gloss. Her lip gloss is one of my favorites, up there with the Trixie Cosmetics and Victoria Beckham. I know it's a weird spread, but I want more of the Lisa Eldridge. It's kind of a hybrid between a lip gloss and a lip oil. I'll put a little bit on. It's just so lovely. I like it because it is a little bit more lip oily. And I love this color, but I want more. And you can see why I love the Sorcery lipstick as well. And then Meet Me in Berlin has become one of my go-to lip colors. Every day I keep this with me. I take it to work. It's brown, but not too brown, but not too rosy. There's just like a hint. And it's in not her matte formula, which Sorcery is, and I love her matte formula. But this is just a perfect everyday satin lip. The most comfortable long wearing version of that I've tried. I also really love the Merit 1990 shade. It's a little more cool. Similar formula, just not as refined as I like Lisa's more, but for a cheaper, similar vibe, I do wear 1990 a lot. I'm just putting them back in that little bag. So a couple more lips that I've been really loving. The lip gloss from Finding Ferdinand and Khaki, really lovely. Definitely smells and tastes like limoncello. It's just like a nice sheer sparkle. Really like it. Yeah, it's not one that I was like, okay, I need to buy backups of this, but I do really like it. And then I've got the Lip Lac 2.0 from Isamaya. So I bought both colors. I grabbed the orange. I really like the original Lip Lac. These are a little less tingly, but they still plump. And they're just a really beautiful formula. They're just really unique, very nourishing, very hydrating, plumping, really cool looking. The other one is like silvery sparkle. I love Isamaya's lip products. Speaking of them, I have 2 of her new lips. So these are part of the controversial phallic lip product line. These are the new refills / new shades. And you can now buy them without the whole component. These are $34. They're like a tinted lip balm. I was wearing the brown one in the first part of the video, and before I put that on, and then I also have the plum. I already have the video on these up. I've had them for a week and a half now or so, and I adore them. They've already moved into my favorites bag that I take with me to work. A couple other things that are in that bag. Victoria Beckham gloss. Fell head over heels with this. I got Poolside about a month ago, and I've already used almost half of it, so I did buy a backup, and then I bought what is this? Aperitivo. This is like my perfect everyday nude. It's a little rosy, a little brown. It's like the lip gloss version of Meet Me in Berlin. Love it. Probably my favorite lip gloss formula now. And then this is like a little rosier version. Really love it. A couple other things that are in that bag. My YSL Candy Glaze, as no surprise to anyone who's been here. I have Scenic Brown and 04, which I think is like Nude Pleasure or something. So cool brown, warm nude. Really love both of these quite a bit. They're a little more opaque than the Ismea and a little thicker. So they're just so special and so good, and I think worth all of the hype. Okay, so I've got 3 lip products left. So first is gonna be the Gucci Glow Shine lipstick. This was given to me by a friend. I didn't notice the smell until now. Khaki was ranting about the smell in a recent video, and now that I'm like, I can smell it. It is kind of floral, don't love that, but this color and formula is so nice. This is the closest thing I have. This is like a cross between those Ismea bombs and the YSL gloss. Just a really beautiful, easy to wear formula. This is the dark orange color, which is my perfect color. They have a brown I want to try now too, but really love it. And then these are both lips that I got sent to me. This is the Bisou Balm from Violette FR. If you want a matte lip that's gonna like smooth your lips without drying them out and just give you like a nice healthy looking lip, this is it, because it is very sheer and very silicone based. Really love this. I do have a video talking about this. Keep it with me. Wear it at least once a week now. And then the other, which was given to me, I got this from Influencer. This is one of the new YSL lipsticks, the Rouge Per Couture lips. Just a really lovely lipstick formula. It's kind of an orangey red. It's comfortable, it feels luxe, it looks good. I want to try more. Okay, so before we go into eyeshadow, I just remembered one more complexion thing, and it's the Hourglass palettes. I know some people are like, they're not worth it, they look the same as last year's. I think they're different. I also don't have all of them. So this is technically the snake inside, it just has the jellyfish outside, and this is the leopard inside with the snake outside, because I didn't want the leopard. And then things were sold out, so I had to like really customize. Really love these. I like that they have a finishing powder, at least one blush, a bronzer, and a highlight. The highlight in this is darker, so it's a little closer to my skin tone, so it's like more natural. This one's shinier. The blushes are all really beautiful if I want bold or natural looking. The bronzers are the same, I can use both. And then the finishing powder, this one is a little more brightening, and this one matches my skin tone a little bit better, so it's like perimeter, center of face. I love these. I don't think I'll buy them next year because I don't need that many of them. I already have a couple, but really love those. Finally, time for eyeshadow. I'm gonna talk about some single shadows first, and then eyeshadow palettes. So, well, speaking of single shadows, the couple that I got from Seeking Shift's collab with Shine by SD, like Ice Blink. Ice Blink is definitely my most used single shadow this year. Didn't grab it. I apologize, but I'm not getting up to get it. Really love that. But I also have some liquid and like potted shadows that I want to talk about. So recently did a video on Violette FR, like I said. Really enjoying the liquid eyeshadow formula from them. I think this is really easy to use. It does dry quickly, but not too quickly. You can use a brush or your finger. They have nudes, they have browns, they have colorful shades, they have these blues. Really like these. Also, I think they make a really good eyeliner if you want a colorful eyeliner. If you want, and I like them, they're different from the Lisa Eldridge, which are my favorite. But they're still like really good. And then if you want, the Pat McGrath ones are fine, but if you want a more affordable version, Trixie Cosmetics. These are really lovely. They have like 7 or 8 shades. They look pretty. Some of them are a little more toppery, some of them are a little more opaque, but you can layer them. I feel like I'm losing my voice. And They're just really lovely. They're not like a one and done. Like these are, some of these are mattes, and Lisa's you can do as one and done where you blend the edges. These I wouldn't do that with. These I would definitely put over a matte, but really lovely, no burning, especially for an affordable one. Most affordable liquid eyeshadows I've used burned my eyes or just been patchy or trash. These are great. Okay, and then a couple of the potted eyeshadows that I've really fallen in love with this year. Some of these were sent to me, some of them I bought. So I have 2 of the souffle eyeshadows from Surratt. These were sent to me. I got 3, but I pulled 2 of them. These are just a weird, oh, the stopper. These are a weird gel mousse. They're squishy, and I don't know, I can't think of anything to accurately describe them to, but they're just really beautiful. They're a water-based formula like the Pat McGrath liquid eyeshadows, but these, like those you could like lick your finger and wipe it off. These you can't. These are very long wearing. They set down and they stay there until you want to remove them. You can do a light wash of color or build them up. These are really special and really interesting. And then this is the green one. I also really like the gray one because it's also kind of green. These are just great. I have a video on these, so I would just check that out if you want to see them in use. They also sent me a couple of their Cosmetica eyes, which I do really like. You've got a cream shadow. Use the Surratt brushes for this. Blend this all over. And then you've got a sparkly eyeshadow topper. I have a few other similar things to this, and I just really enjoy this version of it. I also have the Auric that are like that, and I really like these. I have Entice, which is the green, and then I have the bronze. I think I might like the Surratt, the cream shadow. These are a little bit satin and like have a little bit of color to, like they're a little more satin, and this is a little stiffer and a little more matte, so like depending on what you like, I would recommend one or the other or both, but I do really like these. And then I somehow was finally able to get a couple of the Tom Ford, so I have Sphinx and Platinum. Platinum is my favorite. It's just a perfect taupey one and done shade, really lovely. I think they might have discontinued this, and I'm really sad because it was hard to get, but once I got it, I'm really happy I got it. I got 2 more of the Victoria Beckham shadows. So these, I already had Velvet, which is the green. I bought that last year, fell in love with it, and this year I got Mink and Honey. Honey I just got this week. I've used it twice. Really beautiful, like bronze everyday kind of shade, and that's why I wanted it, because it's really easy to do. It's a little firmer press than the others, but just really lovely. And then Mink, when I want a smoky eye, this is going to be my go-to. It's so beautiful. I'll swatch this one. It's got kind of a warm base with a smoky taupe shimmer, and it's just so beautiful. I'm so glad I finally got it. I'm gonna try to speed run through eyeshadow palettes. They're one of my favorite things, but I have videos on literally all of these, so this is just a little mini roundup. So first, Surratt sent me a few eyeshadows, and I really, really fell in love with Beyond Beige. I've talked about it. It's a basic little boring neutral quad, but it's so good. It's a good everyday shade, and I've been using these browns as the base of a lot of my looks. It's $90, $98, but the formula I think is worth it. It's just so good. I feel weird thinking about me and my budget / eyeshadow preferences and like everything 2 years ago, even just 2 years ago versus now. I would have been like, you're crazy, but no, I love this, and this is one of my favorite things I've tried this year. I also really love their sparkly shades. I do have 4 of them. I think if you're gonna spend that much on a, if you're doing a Surratt or you want a sparkly shade, these are really beautiful. The eyeshadow base though, you can use this as a primer for these or any eyeshadow look, and it actually works as a base. I don't need to use primer when I use it. So really love the Surratt eyeshadows. What I'm wearing today, I'll mention real quick. I've only had them for a little while, but I really have fallen in love with them, are the new Viseart palettes. So this is the Cashmere Charmeuse. You know, it's taupey, rosy neutrals and very desaturated. It's what's on most of my eye. And then the Violette Vespertine. I used one of the shades from this today. And this is kind of the everyday look for me lately. So really happy to have these. I think I got this year. This is the Le Marais. Yeah, I got this earlier this year. This is like a perfect fall palette. Warm neutrals with like the pops of gold, red, and purple. I just really love. I liked Viseart before, but I've like really grown to love them this year. In a similar vein, something newer but that I've fallen head over heels for are the Esom palettes. These are really expensive. The matte palette is $80 and the shimmers are $120 a piece, like not individual shadows, but palettes. But I paid $150 for all three of these, and I have zero regrets. So this is the All Matte palette. It's a very similar formula to Viseart, but like a slightly less pigmented. Just really beautiful. This is just the perfect all matte palette for me. I've been using this a lot. And then I've got the neutral shimmers. You've got satins, sparkly shades, straight up metallics, just really lovely formulas. They're a pleasure to use. I think I like these shimmers more than the Viseart shimmers, maybe. They're pretty neck and neck. And then this is the colorful one. This one also has some iridescent shades in it. You should check out my video on these. Really, really love them. Okay, so something that came out last year but I didn't get into this year, and I am obsessed with and I've used a lot, is the Lisa Eldridge Sorcery palette. So I really want the Estelle. I kind of want all of them. This is her most colorful one. I adore this. Her matte formula is kind of a cream to powder, similar to one that I'm going to mention in a minute. Just really a pleasure to use. The shimmers in here are just beautiful. I mostly grab it for these two, but I've used all of them and I love them all. And I think, yes, this is $60 for a little palette, but I think it's 100% worth it for me. And I can't wait to see her extend the eyeshadow range. Okay, to talk about, that was all very expensive eyeshadow, so let's talk about a couple indie things. The first one is, I really liked all of the Fantasy Cosmetica launches this year, but the Lost Library one has been my favorite. They did send this to me in PR, and this is a holiday collection, and it is duochrome and multichrome holographic shades. I have like my one reel is these. I have a video on these. I love these. These are just so special. I really love them. And I'm very grateful that I now get PR from them and I have an affiliate code with them. I loved them before and it just makes me even happier. And then I have two palettes from Odin's Eye. I think these are really beautiful color stories and formulas. These are the only things that intrigued me from Odin's Eye this year, and they are the Jewels and Gems and the Stone and Rock. Surprisingly, I like the Jewels and Gems more, I think. Cool toned, kind of neutral, kind of colorful, very much my vibe lately. Some really beautiful shimmers in here. And then Stone and Rock is their green palette. I love a green. It's just really well done. Okay, so a couple more indie things, and then we've got some more high-end stuff, and then we're done. So I have three palettes here from Melt. One of them did not come out this year and is no longer available, and then the other two did. This is the Mary Jane palette. People have bemoaned this for a long time, and I think they finally just discontinued it. I really love it. It's cool tone neutrals. but there's like these that have like an olive undertone to them that just make them my perfect everyday kind of smoky look. Love this palette. I think it's hated on more than it needs to be, but I finally got it this year and I'm so happy. And then I have both of their holiday night or Christmas palettes in here because these have their best shimmers they've ever done. I think the whole collections they did great jobs with, but they really upped their game with these shimmers. They're really beautiful. One of them kind of reminds me of one from Isamaya. These are great, and I don't regret buying both full collections at all. Let's do a couple more indie palettes, and then we'll finish on some high-end stuff. So, Trixie Cosmetics Horse Girl. I love all my Trixie palettes, but she really outdid herself with this color story and formula. I know it's basic, I know it's neutral, but it's so good, and like this shimmer is on par with ones that I have from like Isamaya and stuff, like really beautiful, really special. I understand why this sold out in like less than 2 minutes the first time it launched. This is a really great palette, and I think more people should try it. I think Trixie Cosmetics as a whole needs more hype, but I think more people should try that, and then they would see why Trixie Cosmetics needs more hype. I'm really glad I'm almost done. I'm tired and hungry, and I feel like I'm losing my voice. Next is going to be my favorite palette from Nomad this year, and it is the Ghost Town USA palette. So I already posted my Nomad ranking, and Hudson Valley from last year beat this as overall, but I think this is the best thing they did this year. It's muted, desaturated tones again. You've got greens, blues, neutrals, you've got some pops of color. I think this is such a good palette. They did send this to me in PR. I do have a non-affiliated code with them. It's just Bones, save you 10%. This is the best thing they did this year, and I think if you're intrigued by, like, the mattes are pigmented but blend really easily. They build, they blend together, and these are the best shimmers they've ever done. So the next few will be no surprise if you've been here before. So I put both of the House Labs palettes in here. I think these are getting mixed reviews. I think part of it is technique, expectation, and tool. So these have a very similar matte formula to the Lisa Eldridge one. It's more of a cream to powder. It's very creamy. It's more buildable versus like instant pigment, but they build up quickly. And they're just really beautiful, really refined, beautiful formulas. I do think the shimmers work best with the finger, but I think most do anyway. And then this is the neutral one, or the like warm neutral. They're just really, really, like, the formulas are just so good. If you're expecting like high impact, super matte, you're not gonna like these. If you hate Natasha Denona's cream to powders or any kind of that vein of formula, you'll hate these. But if you like those, you'll like these. Speaking of Natasha Denona, I have two of her palettes here. I Need a Nude and Yucca. I Need a Nude is not perfect, but pretty close to an everyday perfect palette. I love the taupey browns and the more sheer wet effect shadows in here. 100% worth it. I do wish I could change, I mean, I could change, but I do wish a couple of shades were like slightly different. Like I think Mesh, or not Mesh, I think Tender and Stone are a little too similar. And I think Silhouette could be a little darker, but love it anyway. And then my favorite palette from her, I think ever, is the Yucca palette. I have a video going over this, multiple looks, swatches, comparisons, talking about what the shade names mean, all of that. It's my perfect olive palette. It's not a green palette, it's an olive palette. If you don't like more yellowy, olivey browns or olivey tones, you're gonna hate this because people got it expecting it to be like green, like blue green, true green. No, this is olive. There's like a lime and a teal, but it's olive, and it has her best shimmer she's ever done. Love this. Excited to see what she does next year. I think she changed her formula and the mattes don't swatch very well anymore, but they perform really well. The palettes that you've probably seen me talk about the most and I've probably used the most are Byredo Remembrance and Isamaya 2.0. So Ismaya 1.0 was my favorite palette of last year. This might be my favorite palette. No, I think Yucca might be my favorite palette of this year, but this is like second. It's so beautiful. Really interesting textures, really beautiful formulas, zero duds, zero complaints. Love it. She's just become one of my favorite brands. They've just become one of my favorite brands. And then Byredo Remembrance looked so boring. I was like, okay, it's pretty, but do I need it? And then I saw Alicia Archer swatch it and I was like, okay, no, I do need it. And then I got it and I was like, yes, it's refined, beautiful neutrals for every day. And I love it. It's one of my favorite formulas. Okay, and then the last thing is a couple of things from Pat McGrath. So Sunlit Seduction, her new palette this year, was very bummer. I have a whole video on this, but I do think it is a really great palette and a really beautiful palette, so I did want to mention it. It's warm neutrals. I don't think it's as pink as other people have said. I think it's gotten a lot more hate than it needs. This like corally shade is just so beautiful. I love the shimmers in here. These are the kind that I use that one brush with. I love this so much. I think it's not her best, but it's really good, and I think it's hated more than it needs to be. The last two things I'm gonna mention are both older palettes from Pat that I got this year and I've been really loving. So Decadence, her all shimmer palette, I think is fully discontinued now, but really love it. I really love her shimmer formula. Perfect. It's just a palette of one and done shades. So this had to be here since I finally got it. And then I finally, recently, got Mothership 2, Sublime. I've wanted this for a long time and I managed to get it for $66. And I've used it a couple times already, a few times already, and it's just really good. I'm really glad I finally got it. I think it's really beautiful, warm neutrals again. This green is beautiful. Has a bit of a purple duochrome to it, which I didn't know, but like when I wear it, I see that purple blue on the side. Really love it, really happy I finally got it. I think I'm more excited about this than I am this, but I do think this is hated more than it needs to be, so I didn't need to mention that. Okay, so that is everything. This was an hour and a half of filming. Don't know how long of a video this is gonna be, but let me know what you think. What did you think of my picks? What did you think of what I tried this year? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, let me know what you think. I love to talk to you and chat with you in the comments. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and I'll see you in my next video.